No.
It's you and your baby.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not know that about you. Les and Karen, the extraordinarily ordinary couple here, with some tips on keeping your dog cool this summer.
Yeah, just generally safe as well.
Right, so keep in mind that your dogs, the only way they sweat is through panting or through the pads on their paws. That's the only way that they can expel heat.
Yeah, so definitely one of the things you always want to make sure is lots of good, fresh, clean water for them to drink. You're going to need more than you think, more than they normally would. Keep that out there. Not a bad idea to throw some ice cubes in it too, and really just start cooling them down easily.
If you keep your dogs outside when it's a cooler day, that's great. Just limit their time outside if it is reaching in the upper 70s, the 80s, 90s. Be smart about it. And if your dog does need to be outside, make sure that, again, you have fresh water provided.
And shade.
And shade.
You know, they're wearing fur coats, so it's always warm.
So a couple other quick, simple things to do to keep your dog cool is...
We've got this lovely little thing called a cool collar. You can see ours has gotten a lot of use. It's a collar for your dog.
That goes like that.
Just goes like that.
We do have a dog with us.
We do.
So we
you
can
should
try it on.
actually put it.
So you ready to see? So
All right.
all it is
Guest star.
is a collar with basically an ice pack in it. Sunny, come here. Sit. Good girl. And it just goes around their neck like this. This is sized for our shepherd.
Yeah, normally
But
it's
it's
Athena who wears it, but so it's just a sleeve with an ice pack in it that sits close to their skin, and that just helps cool their blood as it's moving, keeps them cooler, keeps them happy. The other big thing that you need to be careful of when it's hot out is when you go to take your dog for a walk.
So let's go. We're gonna go pretend we're going
Right,
for
so
a walk.
we're gonna go over here to, oh, Sunny's getting around behind me here. Ooh, yeah.
Our driveway.
Our driveway.
Now, what is the temperature out today?
I think it's only maybe
the mid 70s.
mid-upper 70s.
There's
Yeah.
a nice breeze.
Bit of a breeze, which is nice.
But if you get much warmer than this, and even on days like this,
Yeah, you want to check the ground. Now, white concrete, probably not too awful bad. Blacktop, probably not going to be so good. And what you're going to want to do is check it with the back of your hand. Because normally the front of your hand is not as sensitive as the back of your hand. If you can't take the heat of the kitchen, no, the road, then it's too warm for your dog's hoofy woofies. All right, so another great way to keep dogs cool is to make like a frozen smoothie treat. Great thing about it is you probably already have a lot of the stuff at home. Mm-hmm. And especially if you're like us, we love smoothies anyways, so why not make them for the dogs?
but they're pretty much the same thing as what we would eat. So if you're making one for you, just make one for your dog.
Just make a little extra. Yeah, Athena's stolen mine a couple of times.
There's a couple things that we add in ours that we wouldn't necessarily put in with the dogs, like protein powder and stuff like that. There's other things that you can get specifically for dogs to kind of replace that, but we're just going to show you a basic recipe, and then you can add whatever you feel like adding.
Yeah, definitely before you throw in anything, make sure that it's safe for dogs. We'll throw a link to a good list in the description so you can check that out. Everything that we've got here we know is safe for dogs, but we're going to start just like a normal smoothie. We're using almond milk as the kind of liquid part. Now I know normally almonds are a no-no for dogs. That's whole almonds. Dogs can't chew them on enough because they don't have molars, so they end up choking, tearing their esophagus. All the good fats and stuff that are in almond milk, really good for the dogs.
Now we happen to have vanilla. I would go with unsweetened if you're going out and buying fresh. This is just what we happen to have.
Right.
So.
Now we know our dogs really like the tropical fruits. So we got the nice tropical blend here.
You can do just a basic one where it's milk, bananas, peanut butter, and ice. That's probably the simplest one. We know all dogs like peanut butter and bananas, so we're gonna throw a banana in there for them as well. And then dogs can also have the good fats that we have that are found in flaxseed and chia seeds. So if you hide them, like you might for your family, they won't
In a
ever
smoothie.
know.
Nudge, nudge, know what I mean?
But this is a great way to get the healthy stuff without tasting it. Or if you can't do the texture of chia seeds, that's another great way is to put them in smoothies.
Yeah, they get weird when they get all.
And then we're
So
gonna
wet.
add just a little bit of coconut oil, again, just for the good fats to keep their coat shiny.
Yeah, it's super, super good for their coats
So
and just their skin in general.
Nice and
All right,
you want
cap it
to
off.
All right. And Sunny's down here wanting to taste test.
She's already ready for it.
You ready, Sunny? Where are you, baby? She's making sure all our ingredients are good to go. She's eating that banana.
All right, blended. You can serve it up however you want for them.
We're fancy.
We're fancy.
Not really. We don't put it in this. I wish I could text my dog mug. This is usually what Les has his coffee in the morning. You can put it in a bowl, or another great way for the summer is to throw it in an ice cube tray. And then they're easy to just pull out, give them as a treat. There are all sorts of recipes out there for frozen treats for dogs. Another good ingredient you could add to smoothies is yogurt, because yogurt is very
Yogurt's
good.
great for dogs. Now, don't forget that just because you wouldn't necessarily want to drink it doesn't mean a dog wouldn't. So frozen pops with like peanut butter and beef broth,
Yeah.
dogs are gonna love it.
Right.
I'm not going near it.
Carrots are another good one for dogs. Blueberries are great for dogs.
Blueberries are great because you can freeze them and give them to them straight out of the freezer.
All right.
Ooh, nice, something for me.
All right. So we're gonna put this in the freezer, and we'll get back to you with our taste testing.
All right, frozen pops and a Leia.
Leia always takes her.
Leia
food
always
away.
has to take it, yeah.
Sunny, come here. Come here. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on.
Ooh.
Come here. You want another one, Leia? Come here. Oh yeah. Is it yummy? Good girl. Leia, you gonna eat yours?
We gave Athena the stuff in the cup. She's loving that.
Sonny, what do you think?
Sonny thinks they're good.
Leia's trying to lick. We'll throw a nice chart that we found that gives you temperatures. So if it's like 80 degrees, this is what it feels like on the ground, kind of thing. I mean, it's not saying that you can't let your dog out when it's really hot out. Just be smart. I mean, obviously they need to do what they need to do.
Right, they still need to go outside.
So if you are fortunate enough to have air conditioning in your home, that's a great way to keep your dogs cool,
Yeah,
obviously.
keep them in, keep them cool.
If you don't have an air conditioning, just throw maybe an extra fan on the ground if you have one of the
Yeah, one of
like,
those box fans, a floor fan. Keep that blowing toward them, but also give them a way to get away from it. Because don't forget, their ears are very sensitive, and having that gale force wind blowing over them, not going to be that comfortable, even if they are cooler.
And another quick, easy way to cool your dog off is get out the hose. Most of our dogs don't mind the hose. We have our one shepherd who loves to play in it. Or get out a kiddie pool if you know your dog loves the kiddie pool. Ours don't.
Yeah, so we don't even bother with it. But kiddie pool, splash around in it. Some dogs love it.
So there's some dogs that are at more of a risk of kind of not dealing well with the heat. And if you think about it, it's the same as humans. Dogs that are older, dogs that are already sick, they're going to not be able to deal with the heat as well.
Yeah.
So
Puppies,
keep that in mind. And puppies, yes.
overweight, the usual.
So if you have any other tips that you like to use on your dogs to keep them cool for the summer, we'd love to hear that. If not, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like.
And follow us all across social media. Links are in the description.